We're excited to welcome Pandy Suicide to this edition of Cyrus Webb Presents here in Los Angeles, or Conversations LA as we're calling it. Pandy, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I was telling you before we began the taping, we had such a great conversation on the radio show a couple years ago, so it's so great to be able to meet you for one thing in person. Glad to have that experience, but also to be able to share your story on camera. I mean, what has it been like for you, Pandy? I was curious when I was prepping for your segment. What has it been like for you to reflect on the past few years and to not only look at what you've accomplished, but also look at the great steps you've been able to take towards your goals?
It's been really amazing, actually. If I look back, even a few months at a time, let alone a few years, it's really like amazing how supportive people have been of the work I've been doing. So it's really amazing. For example, I just was crowdfunding for my new film Bloodbath, which is coming up, and we didn't quite raise what I set quite a high goal, and I'm a little inexperienced with the crowdfunding thing, but I was just overwhelmed that we even made any money at all, and the people that kind of contributed, and like all the support we got on Twitter and everything is really amazing. So
right.
Like that.
And I was telling you before we began the taping, Pandy, the thing about you that I love and that I remember from our radio conversation, even though it's been a couple of years, is that you're a person who identifies what you want, just like you were just talking about with the crowdfunding, and you go for it. I mean, where does that come from? Because unfortunately not everybody has that get up and go, that go get 'em attitude. Where does that come from for you?
Well, it's kind of out of necessity, and also I think if you want something done, you got to do it. You can't just sit around waiting for it to happen, or it'll never happen. So it's like, if I want to make a movie, I can either wait around till some point when maybe someone will be like, hey, why don't you make a movie for me? Here's some money, here's a camera, here's a crew, go ahead, do it. But I could be waiting 50 years for that to happen. So
Right.
It's like, why not just go out and do it yourself? Because it's totally possible in this day and age to do just about anything that you want to do creatively. You can crowdfund, you can film on your iPhone, you can it's so much easier now to make a film, or a music video, or do different kinds of art, music, everything like that. So you just
Right.
kind of got to do it.
Right. I think the other great thing about you, Pandy, and your fans love this about you as well, because I've noticed it through the comments, that they love the fact that you are your own person. Walking in your own truth and accepting your own worth is so valuable. I know it has been for me. Do you think that has really been the lifeline for you in knowing who you are and knowing what you want out of life?
Definitely. I mean, in some ways, I think knowing who you are is something we're always discovering more about. As much as I think one day that I know about myself and what I want to do and who I am and where I'm coming from, I'm always discovering new things. And I think that's a good thing. And I think we should always kind of be trying to discover more about ourselves and what we want to do and who we really are, because I think that's important. And like you said, getting like the truth, I think it's important to get to the truth of who you are and kind of go for it, because life is short, and if you don't go with what you really want to do or be who you really are or really want to be, you're going to miss out.
Right, so true. You were talking about the new projects. I mean, what do you find that when it comes to filmmaking, what excites you the most? Is it the actual idea when it's planted in your mind, or is it the actually seeing it unfold?
It's everything. I guess I'm like a create-aholic. I just like to create things all the time. I can't not be writing something or trying to making a movie, in the process of doing it, acting or modeling, or, last night I decided I'm going to launch a t-shirt line for my previous film, Massacre, and that's almost ready to go tomorrow. It'll probably be up on my site, deathhouse.com, which is for my film production company I just started as well. So it's kind of like, it's every aspect I enjoy, and it's kind of like out of necessity, you got to kind of just do the things or they won't get done as well.
Right. So true, so true. Again, everyone, Pandy Suicide is our guest for the segment. We're talking with her not only about her journey to doing what she loves when it comes to the entertainment industry and film, but also what it's been like for her to be able to have the courage to be able to do so as well. I mentioned earlier about the fans, Pandy. I mean, I have kind of found social media especially to be almost like a virtual cheering squad, especially on those days when you don't feel the best or you don't feel as though things are going your way. Has that kind of been that way for you too when it comes to social media?
I'm very lucky. I have so many great people on Instagram, Twitter, now Periscope and everything that are following me on Facebook and stuff, that I'm overwhelmed by the support, honestly, that I've gotten for my new film Bloodbath, in that, not everyone can necessarily contribute financially, or not everyone wants to, and I don't expect that, but the amount of people that have tweeted and retweeted and reached out to me, like, I hope, I really want you to make this movie, I hope it's successful, and like wishing me the best. It's just really been amazing. I just like, it's made me really happy to the point where I almost cry. It's like so amazing how people have been that don't even know me, that want me to succeed, and I think that's really amazing, and it's kind of a testament to the power of social media, the good things that can happen. There's some negative things that surround social media that people talk about, but there's so many good things like this that I think you're right, a virtual cheering squad. I like that.
Yeah, I think I was having this conversation with someone earlier, actually, here in Los Angeles, that unfortunately not everything is going to be positive, but I have made a very earnest attempt to focus on the positive, because I think that's the most productive, for sure. You were talking about the new film and the support for that. I mean, I think the other thing is that you are just creative. I mean, that is just a part of who you are. I mean, being able to do that. Do you still have those wow moments, though, when you're able to see it kind of unfold and become a reality from an idea?
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing. I made my short film Massacre a little over a year ago, and it's just, sometimes I forget I even made a movie, and then I watch it, or something happens with it, gets into a film festival, or someone, tweets about it or something, and I remember I made this film, and I watch it, and it's kind of an amazing experience to do that and think, wow, this all came from a dream I had. Got up, sat down at my computer, wrote it out, and then here we are a year and a half later, and it's a real thing. It's kind of amazing.
Right. What an amazing thing. So I think the other thing is, I was talking to a previous guest about the what's next. I mean, I try to live in the present, not very easy to do, because your mind's always racing about things you want to do or things you feel like you have to do. Do you have those moments where you're able to just sit still and to appreciate what you've already done?
I try to, definitely. It's, one moment that I definitely found that was when we did the premiere, the LA premiere of Massacre, and that was pretty amazing. We had it, Busby's East is what it's called. It's the place where we had it. It was really amazing, all the people that showed up, and just to be in there, in the moment, watching my own film on the wall, projected on the wall, playing for all these people. That was definitely an experience of being present and in the moment, and it was really amazing, and I was really grateful for it. So that's definitely, but other times it's hard because there's so many things I want to do all the time.
Sure.
But
sure.
definitely.
Yeah, and I think our audience can definitely appreciate that. So, Penny, what should our audience here be looking forward to from you next? I know you mentioned the T-shirt line. That's something that definitely, by the time this is airing for our audience, both on the television as well as online, they can look forward to. What else should they be looking forward to?
So for the T-shirt line, it's some other merchandise too. There's going to be cell phone cases. I actually have one right now that has I have myself on my cell phone. But it's a good advertising trick. If you're ever making a film, you should get the poster on your phone case so you can walk around and be like talking on your phone, and people are like, "What is that?" So that's one thing that's coming up. I'm doing that to raise some more money for my next film, Bloodbath, and to help with Massacre and all the other projects that I'm up to. So releasing a clothing line, that's like a Massacre collection, and I think I'll do one for Bloodbath too. So that's one thing. And then the short film Bloodbath, which we're going to film very soon, this month. So that's very exciting. I have a feature version of Massacre I'm writing, and also a TV pilot I've written. So those are my next kind of things that I'm working on. I might write a few books or release a few books in between.
Awesome. Great.
We'll see.
All right. Well, a lot for us to be able to look forward to. Again, everyone, Pandy Suicide is our guest. Great conversation, as I knew it would be, Pandy. So let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Thank you. You can find me on Twitter or Instagram or Periscope, Facebook at Pandy Suicide, P-A-N-D-I-E Suicide. And I'm regularly on the Suicide Girls Periscope almost every week, usually on a Saturday night. I'll be hosting it. You can join in, chat with me, and we hang out. And sometimes I'm behind the scenes of a film, doing all kinds of fun stuff.
All right. Well, Pandy, thank you so much for traveling here to be with us today in Los Angeles, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Yeah, thank you me.
Yeah, the pleasure is definitely all ours. And we thank you, our audience, for joining us for another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents, either for our television audience or those joining us online. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music, as well as a great book, and in Pandy's case, a great film as well. Thank you all for choosing Cyrus Webb Presents today. You all make it a great one.